So you're managing a few short-term rentals, right? That makes you a host, and that's great. But if you want to build a real, lasting empire, you have to start thinking like a CEO. In this session, we're literally drawing up the blueprint to take you from running a side hustle to owning a legitimate business. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the single most important question you can ask yourself right now. Are you working in your business, answering messages at all hours, unclogging toilets, dealing with every daily fire? Or are you working on it, designing systems, scouting new properties, and building a valuable asset? How you answer that one question will define your entire future in this game. The very first step, and it's a big one, is a mindset shift. Look at the difference. A host is stuck in the business. They're reactive. They handle everything manually. An STR entrepreneur, on the other hand, works on the business. They delegate. They focus on the long game. And most importantly, they make decisions based on cold, hard data, not emotion. This is the leap. This is how you go from hobbyist to CEO. So how do you actually make that leap? That's exactly what we're here to build. We're going to create your master plan together, starting right now. First, we'll draft your long-term roadmap, your architectural blueprint. Then we'll build the 4 foundational pillars that support growth. And finally, we'll talk about creating a brand with real, tangible value that lasts for years. Every great building starts with a blueprint. For us, that blueprint is your 1-, 3-, and 5-year plan. This isn't about predicting the future. It's about setting a clear direction, a North Star, so every decision you make builds toward the same goal. Here's how it breaks down. Year 1 is about laying the foundation. Your focus is stabilizing and systemizing everything. You lock in your SOPs, hit 80 to 90% occupancy, and get your first properties running close to Autopilot. By year 3, you're in expansion mode. You're adding units strategically, entering new markets, and building your core team. By year 5, you're in the empire stage. You're leveraging success, co-hosting for other owners, acquiring real estate, and hiring managers to handle daily operations while you focus entirely on strategy. Now, a blueprint is just paper without structure. That's where the 4 pillars come in. These are the non-negotiable systems that turn vision into a profitable, scalable business. Pillar 1 is controlled scaling. This isn't about speed, it's about intelligence. You define ROI thresholds. You document SOPs for everything from handling a 2 a.m. maintenance call to flipping a unit. You build your tech stack and vendor network before you need them. Every new property should add strength, not stress. Pillar 2 is your core team. You cannot scale alone. Reliable cleaners, a virtual assistant for communications, and a trusted maintenance contact aren't expenses, they're investments. You're buying back time so you can focus on growth instead of firefighting. Pillar 3 is automation. Your systems should handle roughly 80% of the workload. Automated messaging, dynamic pricing, cleaner scheduling, smart lock codes. This allows you and your team to manage by exception. Automation handles the repetitive work so you can focus on what truly matters, the guest experience. Pillar 4 is financial mastery. A true CEO lives by the numbers. The most important metric is your net operating income, NOI, revenue minus operating expenses. It's the clearest measure of a property's health. From now on, data, not gut feeling, must drive every financial decision. With internal systems in place, we shift outward to your most valuable long-term asset, your brand. This is what separates random listings from a professional hospitality business. A brand isn't just a logo. It's your promise to the guest. It's why someone chooses you over hundreds of others. Maybe it's your signature welcome basket. Maybe it's your consistent design style. That consistency builds reputation, and reputation drives direct bookings and premium pricing. A strong brand allows you to scale across markets with trust. When guests, landlords, and partners trust your brand, expansion becomes easier. You're not selling a rental, you're delivering a proven hospitality experience. And when you build strong systems and a trusted brand, you gain something most hosts never consider: options. You're not building a job, you're building a sellable asset. You could sell the portfolio, pivot to midterm rentals, or even license your operating model. Building with the end in mind creates real, lasting wealth. Now let's translate this into action. Think of this as your personal CEO dashboard, the living documents that guide every decision moving forward. You need a 1 dash, 3 dash, and 5-year plan, a defined scaling model, and target market, a hiring and automation roadmap, a simple brand identity guide, a risk and compliance checklist. This dashboard becomes your strategic command center. And that brings us right back to the blueprint. You now have the architectural plans to go from a single listing to a durable, scalable empire. The only question left is this: what is the very first line you're going to draw on your blueprint?